Well, first and foremost, thank you, Clayton, for taking the opportunity to talk to us this morning. Māori All Blacks program, how are you feeling about it? 2 games against Samoa, traditional foe of the Maori for thousands and thousands of years. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm ecstatic that there's another opportunity for the Māori All Blacks to play and to play on home soil. It's a bit of a luxury really that's come out of the back of COVID that we get to play at home where our whānau get to come and support us and watch us, and it's equally equally great that our whānau from Samoa and with the All Blacks, Tonga and Fiji are able to put together a series through July.
You haven't clashed with Manu Samoa since 2008. What do you think your biggest challenges will be going into the next couple of matches?
Well, first and foremost, they're a formidable side. We're well accustomed to the physical nature in which they like to play, but probably internally our greatest challenges are around assembling a squad post Super Rugby. A decent chunk of our squad playing in the final over the weekend, and that's fantastic that the boys get to experience that, but very quickly have to sort of park that and then get into Māori All Black mode and prepare for the challenge against Samoa.
We have such a wide range of Māori coming through the pipes in rugby, especially Super Rugby. How has the selection process been for the team?
Oh, it's always fairly robust. We start with a long list of players that are eligible, that have Māori whakapapa heritage, and we just assess their form through Super Rugby. Obviously collaborate fairly closely with Ian Foster and the All Blacks around his team and who may be available to us, and then we get to the point sort of after a couple of months around selecting a squad of 26 players. So it's tough. There's some bloody good players out there that miss selection, but that's the nature of the beast at this level.
The Māori All Blacks and All Blacks one game, at the same place, same ground, very interesting. I think we've had Māori All Blacks against the All Blacks in the 70s, but we actually haven't had the 2 teams on the one field. Is there an opportunity perhaps for the Māori boys to come out and help the All Blacks do the haka before the game against Fiji? Is there something you'd like to see?
Yeah, I haven't thought of that, but it's an interesting concept. Look, if that's something that the All Blacks are keen for us to do, then we'd certainly be up for it. But I think it's just a fantastic opportunity to celebrate rugby in New Zealand with our Pacific neighbours. As you said, there's not a lot of haven't seen the Māori All Blacks and the All Blacks play on the same ground for a long time, and we're hoping here in what's essentially the heart of rugby league that we get a hell of a crowd come along and embrace the day and see some good free flowing rugby.
Yeah, Clayton, what do you think about the term curtain raiser?
I've got no issues with it. We see the All Blacks as the pinnacle team in New Zealand, and we're grateful that we have an opportunity to play on the same stage as those guys. It doesn't detract from the importance of our game. Every time the Māori team take the field, it's a privilege, it's an honour. We're continuing a legacy of some great rugby players, that some of the greatest that have pulled on the jersey. What time you kick off and who you played before is a little bit irrelevant to us. It's just the fact that we're out on the field and our people get to see us play and we celebrate Māori rugby.
2 debutants. What has Ollie and Josh done to impress you?
They're both talented rugby players. So as I said, it's a robust process in selecting the team. Super Rugby and Trans-Tasman Rugby has been arduous. It's fairly brutal competition. So anybody that comes out of that is going to be battle hardened and ready to play effectively Test match rugby. So both of those guys have done an outstanding job in Super Rugby, and I'm sure they're going to acquit themselves well here.
It sounds like most of your team have had pretty adequate build-up. What about the Manu Samoa players? Have you been keeping track of their preparations and what sort of threat will they pose with having little build-up?
Yeah, part of the danger outside of their physical capabilities is the fact that they've got a new coaching staff and a lot of players. Whilst they've been playing in New Zealand, they've got a decent portion that have been overseas, and the unknownness creates a little bit of anxiety. Whereas in Super Rugby, as a comparison, we get an abundance of footage and stats and data for Africa, and we don't have that luxury with Samoa. So look, they're going to be dangerous. I think they probably have the benefit of assembling earlier than us, so in terms of being prepared, I think they're going to be well prepared. Our advantage, I guess, is that we've got some guys that are coming straight out of a brutal competition, and we'll be battle hardened.
We all know what kind of support our Samoa and our Pacifica team get from their whānau. What is your plea to us Māori whānau to come and support our boys both in Wellington and in Tāmaki Makaurau?
As I said before, the Māori All Blacks playing is it's a bit of a congested window, in the professional game, and the Māori team have to continually fight for our space, and we've been really fortunate that over the last 5 or 6 years, with great support, we've been able to have a program, and through the COVID challenges, probably even more important that I guess it's a luxury that we continue to have a program, and the Samoan series is a fantastic opposition to play on home soil. We generally have, certainly in my time as coach, travelled overseas to all parts of the world to play teams, and while that's that's a great experience, there's nothing quite like playing at home in front of our own whānau, on our own whenua, and we're always incredibly well supported. So I hope the people of Tāmaki Makaurau and Aotearoa turn up in droves to support what I'm sure is going to be a fantastic occasion.
And just lastly from me, obviously you've had to take charge of the Chiefs this season. What's probably one of your biggest learnings and takeaways that you've had from that heading into these 2 matches?
It's a good question. I haven't really had enough time to sort of stop and reflect. It's been jumping from one tracksuit into another. But I really love the challenge of coaching at Super Rugby level. We didn't quite reach the goals that we set for ourselves, but we certainly made some progress. If you're making comparisons between last year and this year, it's a fantastic young squad, and the Chiefs are only going to get better and better, I can assure you that. The learnings, a lot more media attention, a lot more players. There's probably just the off-field demands probably exceed the on-field demands. Like coaching is coaching, and I've really enjoyed that. But there's certainly been a lot more people to deal with, both within the organisation and outside the organisation, and there's been some good learnings there.